There is a great tradition of shows that time travel. I think maybe Time Tunnel was the first, but you got shows like Sliders. We've had it a million times. It's the same show.
It's Sliders?
It's still a show from somewhere, anyone between 5th grade and 9th grade would be the strong focus of this.
That was Sliders for me.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that show.
Love
and I saw
Sliders.
Answer Timeless. I'm like, this is Sliders, just with a different name.
If you would have, but you could have also said this is Time Tunnel. That's the same thing. They go back in time, and Time Tunnel did this in the 60s. But for some reason, they're just ending up on the most special days in history.
Yeah, that's the most annoying part.
For some reason, they went right back to the Hindenburg.
Of course.
Now, and it's got all these rules of the other one. You can't be with the real you.
Yeah.
So you can't time travel or shouldn't time travel at any time that you were in live, because if you bump into you, everything melts down.
You can't alter the timeline.
Yeah.
Right.
And then also it's the butterfly effect. Something happened immediately that when one of the people get back, their life was completely different. Should I do a spoiler here?
Do a spoiler.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what
I
the
wanna
thing
hear.
is.
Someone in their life had disappeared.
Oh, shit.
In other words,
Never
born.
existed.
So no one even was like, what are you talking about? Everything else was the same, except for this person had disappeared. Now, it sets up that time traveler paradox. Do you now try to go back and fix it to get that person to appear? And what was the thing? Or we know from the Back to the Future, that person still exists on a different timeline, right?
Yeah.
So why would it matter if you got them in this timeline? Because there would be an infinite amount of timelines.
Each of them are possible.
Do you have to make them exist in each of them?
Yes.
Why?
No, I mean, no, you
okay.
don't have to. I'm
Oh,
like,
all
yes,
right.
I
Let's
follow.
see.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, I need them to exist in all of them. Now, I can only think of this in terms of Sliders. Who's the Quinn of the show? Who's the Wade? Who's the Rembrandt? What's the cast look like?
What about the Crying Man? But the greatest actor that had a soul song in the 70s that literally didn't even seem like it was a good song.
That was the best.
And then Jerry O'Connell, what was his part?
He was Quinn.
He, in one of the realities, he is co-hosting a show with Kelly, Regis' old partner.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Very weird.
Now, if we came up with a time machine, all right,
Mhm.
you're going to get to take one trip. You go into the past or into the future.
I would go into the future because one, I would not want to modify. And two, the past, unless you're talking like 30 years past, it's a lot of times not so safe to be a woman in travels.
First of all, I don't know if I would even fit in now at any time in the past. Like, I don't know if I could blend in
Right.
to
Like,
even
what's-
times that
what's
I
that
was
do?
alive.
Shit, that's
Like, I don't think I could get along with the adults.
Right.
I don't think they would buy it.
Right.
I think they would just go, why are you talking and acting this way?
Who are you?
Like you just like right away, like he seems like a person, but there's just something off.
I wouldn't be able to exist in that. Dad's home from work, and now he needs 45 minutes of quiet to read his paper and have one glass of scotch. The time, the
Right.
dragging of the time.
Not fast paced enough.
Yeah.
But you would,
Gotta talk more.
I like that you would just kind of stick out like the way like Jack Nicholson looks in The Shining in that picture, where you're like, I know he's supposed to be in the 20s or something there,
Right.
but there's something about Jack Nicholson's face. You're just like, nah, he couldn't exist. I don't know
doesn't- yeah.
why, but he just couldn't.
Past or future for you, Chris?
I feel like Can I try to alter past, or am I just living in the past?
You can go into the past or into the future.
I'm
You
going
don't
in the
need-
past.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You don't need to make this fucking harder than it is.
And I
Going
don't,
to the
I don't want to be mean, but you don't need to veto this question. The way Vito always has to
Thank
go.
you.
Vito always says,
I know, Vito. 69 minutes.
no, do I get to choose what I wear when I go into the bath?
Can I bring a friend there? right, you're going into the past.
Yeah.
How many years backwards?
I go to the day of the Kennedy assassination.
And do what?
I run into the crowd.
You take the bullet?
I don't know if I'll take the bullet, but I'm fucking jumping on top and make sure he doesn't get assassinated.
I got a book for you. It's a Stephen King book. And it's about a guy who goes into the past to save Kennedy. But here's the deal. He can only travel to this one moment in time, and it's like 1958 or something. So he has to stay there
Ugh,
for years
that's a pain in the ass.
and if he fucks anything up, he has to come back
To 58?
here. Yeah, he comes back here and then right back to that moment to reboot.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's fucking. They made I was going to say a TV show, but that would be a lie. A computer show about it that was on Amazon or something. And I was just like, I'm screaming at this.
How many attempts would it take for Chris to get it right?
One.
You
There
think you
would-
do it on
first
the
of all-
first attempt?
Yeah, definitely. I have 6
You're
years
like,
to think
2
about
gunmen?
it.
I
Dude.
wasn't expecting this.
You haven't pulled off a show that was flawless yet, of any kind.
But I feel like I could be enough of a crazy mess during this fucking
Right.
time that they're freaked out and they protect Kennedy more.
Here's the problem.
So your thing is to make threats earlier in the day?
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm going to kill this guy.
I'll
Then
make
you
threats
end up-
early day, and if he fucking still drives around, I'm running at the car.
Now, this is the funny thing about what you're saying.
Yeah,
If you went back to what he died in 1962, 63,
yeah.
they never saw anyone your size. And I'm not making that up.
I know.
I'm not making that up.
This
at
giant,
all.
this beast of a man keeps telling us to protect the president.
You would be the biggest NFL player that there is already. No, you would stand out in a fucking crowd. You would not be able to blend in at all.
That's fine. I don't want to blend in. I want them to see me.
And by the way, this is the other part that was great. So not only do you show up years before, and I got to think of the name of this thing, but you don't even show up in Dallas. You show up in this little town in Maine. So you got to get yourself to Dallas. You got to get a job set up, or
Sucks.
This
you
would be
can
my route. I
Yeah.
would just try to become really successful and just get on the staff and then gently suggest, I don't think we should go on this trip.
I would. That's a good idea.
No
Just
drop
This is like, I'll be-
instead of being there with the bullet.
Yeah.
Well, here's one of the things: you could go and kill Oswald, but was it Oswald that even did it?
Yeah, I'm not even touching Oswald. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about him.
And then also remember, by saving Kennedy, you might have, released nukes
Oh shit.
because not even Kennedy doing it, but suppose there's no Johnson and maybe there is a Nixon, but maybe not. A Nixon, maybe it goes to Bobby. You don't know. So you've fucked up this whole thing that you only hope works out better.
I'm pretty sure it'll work out better.
We don't know.
I mean, I have to hitchhike to fucking Dallas first.
See, in the
I'm gonna guess I'm hitchhiking. It
in
is
the book,
50s.
they drive. In the book, it's a person who could drive.
Oh shit.
It's a Hulu series, and it's called 11/22/63. Also, the name of Big Steve King's book. And like everything else he does, you're like, hey, I think this is kind of cool. And then you're like, oh. All right, here's Sean. Sean, what's up?
Yeah, I'm kind of torn. I would want to go to Dallas, but I think I'd go back and watch Black Girl try to talk the Jews out of crucifying Jesus.
He said that he would go back and stop the crucifixion. And I'm screaming at him, Earl, God planned the crucifixion.
This is what they wanted
Yeah.
to happen.
Which is funny to me, is why everyone's mad at Judas. Because Judas
Judas helped the plan.
had to keep the plan.
And he was born with that intent already baking inside him the same way. As if you're to believe this type
It
of
was uploaded in him. There's
Yeah.
nothing he could do about it. He had no free speech.
So you're saying Saint him, Saint Judas.
All right, Cam said the only way I can picture Chris time traveling is in a cab with Buster Poindexter. What floor? Let's go to Gordon, what's up, buddy?
Hey guys.
Yeah.
So Ron, the name of the book, the Stephen King book, is 11/22/63.
Yes.
It's probably my favorite time travel story of all time, and it was a Hulu miniseries, and it was pretty good. It wasn't bad. James Franco did it. Pretty decent job.
Yeah.
Great story.
I mean, again, with those things, and this is my problem with Westworld. If the last episode isn't fucking great, then the whole thing sucks. And the last episode was not great.
Oh no. Yeah, well that's what happens with any type of
Any of those,
sci-fi,
yeah.
especially like if there is an answer you're waiting for, ultimately you will be disappointed.
That's where we are with Westworld. You're like, what is the Man in Black up to? What is the real purpose of these things? If they drop all these hints that there's more of a purpose than just having a park.
But then I also read the creators are planning on multiple seasons, so we know we're not going to have a total robot freak out, which is what I thought it was going to be a one done season and get everything explained to us.
A robot freak out.
I'm talking about the robots killing all the guests.
Even if they do, who cares?
Yeah, we don't even know any of the guests.
We don't even know if any of the guests are not robots themselves. Because I'm thinking that the staff is robots.
You think?
I'm thinking that the guys who work on robots are robots, and they don't know it. And that's when he's looking at that kid. The fucking kid doesn't exist. That picture of that kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's like a made up reality. That they give him a backstory.
Yeah.
But
And
all he does is just work on robots.
And we got that from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford was a fucking robot.
It's a fucking skin job, Ron.
He was.
You should just name Westworld Skin Job.
But, I mean, here's the thing. Why are they still using robots? Why isn't it virtual reality? Which would be much cheaper and less robot-y.
Because physical interaction with the robots.
When you're
Someday
raping
it's
them.
going to feel like it, though. Virtual reality will feel. You'll be able to feel in the virtual reality world.
How will we do this?
We don't have the technology yet, but it's not that hard to imagine that in the same way that you're using the glasses and the gloves, we'll be able to do that with skin.
Right. So then maybe you would have some sensors on your body, and really you're just like laying in a pod, but you're in the West world instead of you're physically walking through robot land.
Right. Just like when you're in a dream, you're thinking that you're feeling stuff,
Right.
I had a dream where I was, and I actually woke up crying because it wasn't true. But I choked Chris to death last night in my dream. And I woke up and I'm like, oh, God, I worked so hard and now I still have the problem. You ever been thirsty in a dream and you're just trying to drink something and
You're
it just
like,
doesn't quench you?
This isn't as good as I imagined.
I'm still drinking.
I really don't like when I pee in a dream because then I wake up in a panic. Because I just think like,
a puddle.
No, I'm just afraid.
Yeah. Why do you say that to Ted Danson?
I didn't want him to know that I often have dreams where I go number 1 and number 2, and I wake up really scared. Like the number 2 ones are really scary because then it feels real, and then you're like, "Did I just shit the bed?" Those are the worst nightmares.
Or best. But you never do?
No, I've never shit the bed.
You can say that.
I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be telling you the story.
Safe space.
This would come up, and I would just be like, "Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about."
Jeez, I don't know. It's a weird thing that you guys have. I don't share in it. All right, Vito, I never got the chance to ask you. Future or past?
I'm going to go to the past. I'm going to go early 80s, and I'm going to try to get involved in the territory scene right before rock and wrestling kicks off.
That's what
Your fucking dreams and desires are too small.
I'm saving Kennedy, possibly plunging
You're
to
not
Earth
going
into
to.
nuclear
No,
war.
this is
He's
just
not
me.
going to, though.
I'm going to be Hulk Hogan.
What do you think you could
You're going to
do?
come up with this gimmick first? I have this great idea. Actually, this is pretty smart.
I'm a real American.
dumb American. Why wouldn't you want to go back and just write Thriller a week before? Something you can make some real money and people wouldn't be hurting you.
I want to experience Hulkamania.
What experience? What the fuck, dude?
You really want to do one leg drop in your fucking life?
I think I would change the finisher though. That would be the one thing I'd change up. I want to be dropping on my ass every night.
It's so dumb looking.
That's why he has back problems.
All those guys are hurt. All of them.
Doesn't matter what their finisher is. It's the fucking rest of this shit that fucks them up.
I'd have a really good career, and then I'd be like, look, 96. I'd be like, guys, I got this good idea. I'm gonna drop a leg on Macho Man. I'm gonna start this whole new thing. I'm gonna turn heel.
So your thoughts, at least fucking, he's trying to change society.
Thank you, Rod.
As dumb as his idea is,
It's not dumb.
yours is
And he won't
purely
succeed.
about your wrestling fantasy.
Well, it's me changing my own. I want to keep everything in place so I don't screw up anybody's future. But I'm just
So the Holocaust continues so you can be Hulk Hogan.
At what point are you gonna sue Gawker for the picture they have of you fucking Bubba's wife?
Dropping N-bombs.
I gotta stay on the timeline. So I'll be doing that in 2013.
And what's Terry Bollea doing while you're stealing his fucking gimmick?
Not my problem.
What did you call him, by the way?
Terry Bollea?
I thought I heard Malaya.
I hope I didn't say that.
I'll tell you, you'll be like in 84, 85, they're like, well, people are walking out bored of Hulkamania. The opening act tonight. Here comes Hulk Hogan. I figure the future is the only place to go.
Yeah, that's all.
Fuck the past.
I would not go to the past.
But how far would you go into the future?
I would say something that is not in my lifetime. I would go.
You got to pick. You got to do the dial right now.
Oh, shit.
I go like
How many years?
3,000.
That's fucking crazy.
How would you even know if there was a fucking planet
What
here?
if you just show up and it's a wasteland?
Don't cry.
I think it'll still be around. I just want to see what's going on there. You think that's
Hell
too
no.
far?
Way too far.
Hell, I'd be nervous about 50 years.
What do you think? More like 500 years would be better?
Even that's
500
dicey.
years is going to be nuts.
200?
First of all, she's just making deals now.
What can I do?
I would go 50 years. 50 years would be insane. The way technology is flipping.
I will give you this. It might technology might be so advanced at that point. I wouldn't be able to fathom it if I go
Absolutely.
too far. So
Well-
like I'll come back and report, and you're like, I don't know what I've seen. I don't know. Everything's so fucked up.
Siri is running everything.
I mean, it's so weird. They're robots, but they're not robots.
They said that, like, if we brought a cowboy from the 1880s to this place, it would be so loud to him and everything would be moving so fast that he would fucking pass out. He would not be able to put up with what's going down.
Like if you just even think of the buzz of this room, like
Yeah.
the sound of electricity that we don't
hear it anymore.
We don't hear what that sounds like.
And he would be like a fucking monkey just running around, just, what the fuck?
Got pulled
I
down.
mean, my friend's brother visited from Scotland, and he was pretty much like that. He was like, "It's so loud here," and he was so shocked how loud Americans are in restaurants. Like he's like, restaurants are so quiet back home. Like you can hear people like eating, quiet conversation, maybe light music. But that sound that you know of a busy restaurant of just like dishes clanking and people
Right.
talking and laughing really loud and music, but he was just so overwhelmed by it.
You're just hearing just people chewing, and everyone's all fucking Scotland. Fucking hate it here.
So sad.
Man, what are you gonna do? I came. A relative visited here, and got out of the train and came up, and went through Times Square and felt like they were gonna fucking pass out.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, it was too overwhelming for them. And so I ran into them on the street, your cousin, and he was like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I'm like, chill, dude. It's not all Times Square here. You know what I mean? You're out of it now.
It's done.
And then I was hanging with Earl at the time, and he's like, wait, blacks and whites are interacting. Look, wait, I gotta just fucking. I just got a text from Earl yesterday, and I haven't talked to him in a while. And he just wrote to me. This is so stupid. I gotta have more cowbell, he writes.
What?
And then he sends me a thing of a Christopher Walken head in Astoria.
What? Like what is that? Like a statue or something?
Yeah, it's just like someone made a head, Christopher, which looks nothing like him.
It's like
I
a
wouldn't even
snake.
have guessed unless he wrote the stupid cowbell thing.
Well, that's nice. He thought of you.
Ryan Beck, right? Chris, lay low. He'd get hammered and heckle the Beatles on Ed Sullivan.
Would you keep with your sobriety when you travel
If
to the
I'm time
past?
traveling, fuck no. It's fucking on. Drinking all that fucking 60s booze.
What is the 60s booth? What
Which I
does
guess
that
is the same
mean?
booze as now.
Yes.
What do you mean you guess?
Yes, there's no difference between Jack Daniels now and then.
That's actually a point of pride for them.
Bartender, give me some of that 60s booze you have back.
What did you say?
Keep hearing about the 60s booze.
Don't mind him. He's just drunk. But that's the fucking thing. Like, why do these people want to go to a cowboy place out of everything that there is? What is it about Westworld that people want to just go to cowboy time? It doesn't seem all that cool to me.
Cowboy time, I think, would be a good one to visit. I mean, what time would you like? Middle Ages? That would be
No.
terrible.
Can't even fucking stand in a
Yeah,
Renaissance
because it's
show.
like you don't have like nice amenities there in Westworld. You saw where they're fucking hanging out, banging the hookers or whatever.
This is his Yelp.
This is
You know,
not enough amenities.
What amenities do you want? Mr. Full Service fucking pull bar asshole.
And he's the one excited for 60s booze.
I'm there on a mission. I'm not there for fucking leisure.
Can you
Why
imagine if
is he yelling at me?
Scottish person heard? Scottish person's like, I can't be here with this fucker.
I'm wearing headphones. It's like he's screaming inside my head.